Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, you can determine if you want to bat or you want to bowl. What subject matter you want to speak about. We are on RealFM 91.9, YouTube and Facebook. We fear no subject matter. We form our opinion on any subject matter. If you ask us a question and we know, we're going to give you an answer. If you want the opinion, we're going to share it. We encourage you to punch. Don't waste time with preamble and references. This program is for 1 hour. We provoke discussion. And we'll be happy to have about 10 calls in this hour. The number to call is 442-0175. Punch. Today is February 6th. And today is 50 years ago, February 6th. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, my brother.
Yes, as you buy non independent. I just listened to news and I Kevin asked for unity. I wonder if he hire back those people if because the first thing I was to do, clean your house first, You know what I mean? You hire back them and then come and I will say, yes, you really genuine in the unity. And the next point is, I wonder what you have to do to come on that commercial note. I don't know, because the person contributing most to Grenada, and over half of the 50 years, almost half of the 50 years, cannot be a note. I don't know if you have to be dead to end up there, I don't know, but you have to give a reason. How come you end up with only two faces? Like it's only two persons or is Grenada here? After maybe they can want us to go on where the kind of space is the Gary space, maybe they can face one to go there, maybe towards a criticism, maybe they are Gary and not there. I don't know. So you tell people like it's a genuine thing to overthrow people, kill, and you could be a hero and end up one of Grenada hero. And a man who genuinely work hard for Grenada, his face cannot be another. That could never be right. The man who genuinely contribute the most to Grenada, and even this present government riding on his success. He's riding on his success and he's still not able to qualify for that. But I don't know if that consultation for that or they just come up with that idea. So take care, Mr. Pierre, and we enjoy your independence.
Yes, my brother, and happy independence to you. I'm not surprised. I said you very early, Deacon Mitchell is a fake. And he wants to ride on Maurice Bishop's popularity. That is why Deacon dabbled in the occult and attempted to evoke Maurice Bishop's spirit. Maurice Bishop was not supportive of religion. Maybe in the last couple moments of his life, when he was facing the firing squad, he must turn to God like the thief on the cross with Christ. But Maurice Bishop saw religion as the opium of the people, the coke of the people. He didn't even used to believe in prayer. And somebody barbarism that Maurice Bishop committed practically reflect his religious belief. But I believe Deacon want to ride on the positive of Maurice Bishop. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, sister, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, happy independence to you.
Thank you, and same to you.
Mr. Pierre, I don't know what is going on in the Caribbean pretty much. Mr. Pierre, I don't know what the past administration do to that new administration. Mr. Pierre, in spite of what, I always say there is two main parties in Grenada, NNP and NDC. Everybody cannot vote NNP, everybody cannot vote NDC. But you have to respect somebody for whoever they support. Yesterday I was listening to the press with the NNP. And after that, the media was there, they have to ask questions. And about a month and 2 weeks ago, Dr. Kit was beyond the headline, and he was saying that people call him and telling him that they hear that ISIS is registered here in Grenada. He said that is what he hear. He don't know. Khalisha asked that question yesterday. And he said, no, I said what I heard. And she want to press it on him that he said that the Prime Minister signed up for ISIS. Mr. Pierre, I don't know what the past administration do to we Grenadians, but they really hate that signature. They're calling for unity. They're calling for peace. And they're creating the most problem. How you going to have peace when you are creating problems? All what's happening there is the NNP part of it. Mr. Pierre, we have to stop that. Last night, I heard somebody call from foreign and said that the Prime Minister is doing good and is going to be there for a while. But there is ladders. You have 2-piece ladder, you have 1-piece ladder. And don't care how high you go up, you must come down. Yeah? And God was sharing bread, not man. I wish them all the best. Have a good day, Mr.
Thank you. People mustn't get too much emotional or put much attention when members of the National Democratic Congress ask for unity. The Congress don't want unity. They're very good at propaganda. It's the National Democratic Congress that propagating the view that there is good people in Grenada, that there is nasty people in Grenada. It's the Prime Minister that go in Parliament and talk about beggy people with disdain and utter contempt and hate printed on his face. It was the Attorney General that asking about greedy and needy, and the Minister of Agriculture that describing people as lunatic and idiot, and the Minister of Health that identify one of our patriotic, successful sisters from Victoria as a black mad woman. It's the National Democratic Congress that is fractionalizing Grenada. So when you hear this call about unity, it's only a propaganda stunt. Don't fall for it. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, happy independence to you.
Thank you, caller.
One question. What are we celebrating tomorrow? 50 years of independence or 50 years as an independent nation?
Well, you could say 50 years as an independence nation or 50 years of independence. It doesn't really matter. Because 50 years ago, Grenada got political independence from Great Britain, where they had more say in determining their foreign policy.
All right, Mr. Pierre, are you aware that on March 13, 1979, the Constitution, the independent Constitution was suspended?
Of course we did, but this did not abut. This did not abut the power we had. You see, we had the power to choose, and we decided to overthrow the government. If we had done that before we got independent, the British should have sent their military here. So that decision was ours. We had to stand the consequences and manage the effect.
Yes, but you see, Mr. Pierre, the Constitution, the independent Constitution was the one that was governing Grenada before March 13, 1979.
We suspended it.
Uh-huh.
We suspended it. We had the power in our hands, and we used the power we had to make decision that was counterproductive to us. We're lucky that we are able to salvage it. If we did not,
all right, well,
we did not have the power, we couldn't overthrow the government. And we have to stand the consequences of our action. We use the decision we have. It's like, no. Grenadians decided to bring a cat in a bag. They said they wanted new people that had nothing to do with politics before. And we selected 9 new people. We end up with a fake for a prime minister and a bunch of political neophytes that is hostile against people in the lower income group, the physically challenged, disadvantaged people. We have 9 people that is greedy. They seem to act like pathogenic parasites on government coffers. And they have told more lies in under 2 years than all our leaders put together. We now have to manage and stand the consequences. We have to manage the effect and stand the consequences of the group of people we choose. We bought a cat in a bag. We have...
All right, Mr. Pierre, but I want you to reflect on it carefully. For 4 years and 7 months, the independent constitution was suspended.
Yes, we suspended.
And we were governed under revolutionary rule.
Yeah.
So think about it carefully and ask yourself, is it 50 years since independence or 50 years as an independent nation? Think about it.
Yes, I agree with you. I've thought about it. I've had discussion on this issue. Some people have different view. When you have the right, it's like you have an 18-year-old come out to school. You give him all the authority and he end up in jail because of his bad behavior. We have young men now. Everybody want to speak to them. They say they're not talking. And not talking to nobody means they're done. They're doing wrong things. They're disrespectful. They're attacking the police. They're behaving badly. And if you hear the police shoot one of them in tongue, everybody bawling. They're squandering their responsibility. That is what Grenada did between 79 and 83. That is what we do now. What we do now, we have to try to manage the impact and accept the consequences. We have a lot of individuals who had an opportunity to get a good education, went to university, they come back and they take coke. The parents tell them, don't take coke, you go end up in trouble. They say, Mommy, what's wrong with you? Me's a bright boy, I know what you're about. And they walk in the street now. They squandered their opportunity. Now, countries does squander the opportunity too. In 2008, 2013, we choose the National Democratic Congress in power. What did they do? They squander the opportunity. They sold 13 pieces of property. Every month they're selling property to meet current expenditure. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Tomorrow's a holiday. Come on, take a break. Rest yourself.
Caller, this country, we ain't taking break. This is Grenada you're speaking about. If you want to call and change the topic, you could do that. But we're not taking break. That is what happened to Tilaita daughter. After the mother made 10 children, and 2 of her children stood on the rain with a piece of galvanized to cover the fire so she could have cooked for the others. And she did everything she possibly could. She sucked stone and she pong gugu. She sucked salt and she pong gugu. One of her child went to university. Tilaita sacrificed everything. And that child get a master's degree. Did she come back and change the life of Tilaita and the other children? No. She go and live in St. George's. And she against Tilaita for thieving blogger. You don't take break. If you have a government that squandered an opportunity in 2008, 2013, today in Grenada, the government is against squandering that opportunity. The government says that morality is a private thing. The government seems to sell out our foreign policy to a third party. Why do I say that? The Minister of Foreign Affairs vehemently was against signing the Summer document. He says contradictory to the Constitution. He said he's going to sell out our sovereignty. He evoked revolutionary fervor to speak. The Prime Minister said he did not study the document. He didn't even read the document. The Prime Minister said morality is a private thing and remind the public of church and state separation. And while the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance was making this profound statement, the agreement was being signed. Either the Prime Minister watched Grenadians and lied to them, or the Prime Minister took our money and sell out our foreign affairs, the authority to determine our foreign affairs. Our people must demand that the Prime Minister of Grenada tell us who is dictating our foreign policy. That is the basis of our independence. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
This gentleman that always calling you and asking you to take a break.
Well, I don't take break.
Because, let me finish. Because he find you coming down too much on the Prime Minister in a negative way. Therefore, he have the answer to the problem. Why don't he take some time out and counsel the Prime Minister? Listen to what you are saying, what he is doing wrong, and take some time out and counsel the Prime Minister to do what is good and is beneficial for us Grenadians. He has a job to do, and he better start doing it before it gets too late. If he's so concerned of his Prime Minister, instead of calling you and asking you to take a break, continue to do what you're doing, continue to call out the wrong until it burns his heart. Even if his heart had to burst inside of him, he know what to do. If he wants you to stop, talk to his Prime Minister. Let him know what he's doing is wrong. The country is suffering. The people are suffering. We are hurting. We are aching. And what he's doing is not right. So counsel him and give him guidance, proper guidance, as a man who know what is right. Because since he know what is right, he asking you to take a break. Take a break from what? He better take a break for himself. Thank you.
Independence is more about foreign policy than anything else. Our independence is more about determining our own destiny. In 1967, Mr. Blaise accepts statehood. Yes, caller, welcome.
You don't prefer going out of the country and live?
No, I intend to stay in Grenada all my life. I'm not going anywhere again. Thank you.
Continue.
Yes. In 1967, Mr. Blaise accepts statehood. In the 1972 election, one of the big questions is, when you accept engagement for your daughter, what you expect next? Thousands of voices were shouting independence. Grenada was already, to a large extent, determining the local policies. But the foreign policy was still in the hand of the British. So when we got independence, Grenada now had the authority to determine who the friends are, what international organization they join and associate with. That is practically the sum total of our independence. Every country in the world needs solidarity, including the United States of America. CARICOM was the first group of countries in the world that was seeking unity. Even before the European Union, CARICOM was seeking unity. So although the countries are independent, they realize is to forge a unity to function. Now, what the Prime Minister did, to me, is the most fundamental issue. And I normally speak about issues that I believe is fundamental, not ordinary mistakes politicians make. The Prime Minister of Grenada have to let us know, did you lie to the public or did you sell out the authority for Grenada to determine their own destiny? If the Prime Minister don't know who signed the Somora Agreement, how come the ambassador was not fired, declared as a traitor, and removed from his post? It either means that the Prime Minister was telling lies or the Prime Minister sold out our destiny. I believe the Foreign Minister sung genuine. He evoked revolutionary fervor. He said this thing is contradictory to the Constitution. He said these things. So I believe him. But the Prime Minister sung iffy iffy. He sung dodgy dodgy. He sung shaky shaky. He refused and started to speak about morality. And then he spoke about church and state separation. Nobody asked him that. The very said individual that was trying to evoke Maurice Bishop's spirit. And I don't think the Prime Minister have one iota of socialism in his blood. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, that woman don't sound hungry to me. She sounds healthy like a bull.
Yes, caller, on our program, you could call and give me 2 blue. Nothing is wrong with that. I'm just an ordinary rustic of nondescript breed. But my biggest concern is policy. Individual politicians going to make mistakes. But when you have a sick group of people, then you could bring this country in the abyss. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother,
Happy
welcome.
50th Independence. Mr. Pierre, on a daily basis, we talk about getting together and togetherness and cooperating. Now, there's a special sitting of the parliament, joint sitting of the parliament with the senators and the MPs up on the lower house. But do you know there are senators that are throwing low blows, like if they are debating who do this and who do that, when today's supposed to be a day of reflecting of the past and giving camaraderie and giving praises for what has been done and where we come from, other people and where we're going. But that's how they are. Mr. Pierre, did you see the release from the Royal Grenada Police Force stating that no activities that was given license to play amplified music will be allowed to carry on tomorrow?
No, I didn't see. They gave license for it already?
Well, they give permission. They normally give permission for you to play amplified music. So
and then they
have a look at shop.
And they want to cancel the license.
No, they come. No, they say all has been revoked, other than those that was given by the celebration committee. That in itself, Mr. Pierre, I look at that very, very seriously, because it takes me back to what happened in Cameron Park. I happened to listen to a gentleman call a program this morning and was rightly trying to lie and say it wasn't the NDC that was promoting that thing in Cameron Park. But I adamantly remember people of the NDC was saying, come down to Cameron Park. The now person that they don't want to see in NDC, who's a female, who's talking against them now, was one of them, right? And they were gathered in Cameron Park with Deaf Independence. Why are they saying it's not the NDC's people of this group, civil union or whatever group they call it? They just put on a lie so absurd. It's like I tell you,
There is
the one that
plan
talk about
lies.
clongs and all kind of nonsense.
There is
The one that
plan
talk about
lies.
clongs. I listened to the owner of that station, Mr. Pierre, say the gentleman didn't say that. The gentleman come back and say the other day what he was saying was in context. Brother, there's no context or reason or any justifiable cause for you to say people are dressed up in red, yellow, and gold, green, whatever color you want to call it, that represents our national color, and we're going to a national event. At no reason, no justifiable reason, you have to call us clowns in regards to who government, NDC, Keith Mitchell, Dika Mitchell, Tilman Thomas, any prime minister.
Caller.
That's a day you have to respect.
Caller.
That's a day.
Caller.
And I taken offense to that.
Caller.
Serious.
Caller.
Let me hear you, Mr. Pierre.
I don't take offense to what the individuals say. I take offense to the political party that endorse what the individuals say. Now, if you are a known mouthpiece for a political party, and you could make a blunder, but the NDC has not disassociated themselves from the statement, so is the NDC that guilty?
Mr. Pierre, but that was not blunder. That was an outright statement that was recorded.
But it was the policy
right?
of the NDC as advocated publicly. We blaming wrong people.
And lastly, Mr. Pierre, something I want to find out, because I think there's a local debate we go have for ourselves. From the period 1979 to 1983, when the demise of the revolution came to the climax, were there any Independence Day celebrations?
Yes.
Can you recall that?
They had celebration. It wasn't no big deal.
They had celebration, and there wasn't a constitution. It was the constitution was suspended.
Independence
So how
Day.
they will happen?
They did not.
So who was proclaiming the day?
They did not suspend the holiday.
Didn't suspend the holiday?
No. The holiday was not suspended during the revolution.
So we had the four years.
So what you had
of the
was
constitution being halted.
Emphasis was placed on March 13. So you just had a low-keyed issue.
Because that to me, thinking back now, because I was rather young, thinking back now, how this thing would have been happening prior to 83 and post 79, because that is kind of ticklish with what happened with that particular day.
They did not suspend the holiday, right?
Yeah,
so it was pretty low-keyed. The emphasis was on March 13.
And Mr. Pierre, did you get a chance to listen to the PM vision for the next 25 years, 75 vision? Did you get a listen to it?
No, I have not bothered yet to listen to that. Later on when I have some time.
That's the reason. Let me just get at 2 minutes. That's the reason why I just tell Grenadians, listen to what this PM is saying. He started off by giving a display of what he wants to do, agriculture, health. And he started off by saying this particular vision was not our vision, it was not our idea. We just changed the name basically, and it was supposed to happen in 2020. And he tells us what happened. He said COVID and all kind of things, so we late, right? But if you delve deep into what he was saying about the salts and the sugar and why you need to be healthy and you have to eat healthy, all these things Grenadians know. So he know that's an impetus for when he put in taxes on other things. Mr. Pierre, you well know that oil long is breadfruit, your pigtail, your saltfish, whatever. All these things is salty, all these things is high protein, high starch. Some might go drink alcohol, the devil juice. You understand? Nothing wrong with that. But if you look at what this man is trying to do, he's trying to take away all these things from us in the guise of trying to say, let me be healthy. Everybody know you have to be healthy. You have to tell somebody to eat healthy. You have to tell somebody to bathe in the morning. That is common sense. Unless it's not common. Mr. Pierre, you have a good afternoon.
Yes, Scholar, thank you very much. And people have to understand that I have always said I'm very suspect about history in school. And I would not encourage my child to waste time on history in school. Particularly if the child is not doing subject for bragging rights. Now, if you want to do 25 subjects in school, nothing's wrong with that. If you have the ability, you do subject for bragging rights. But if you're not doing, I want you to concentrate on the subjects that gives you the competitive edge. And history would not be one of them. Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
I want to say happy independence to you and to all the Grenadians. Happy 50th independence, everyone at home and in the diaspora. And I just want to take the time out also to commend you for keeping the issues and the policies relevant and for ensuring that history is being told as it happened. Obviously, we know we went through a period where we were, I guess, brainwashed in a way with our history and whitewashed with our history. But with folks like you that lived it and is able to tell us as it occurred back then, it's very, very appreciated. And I just want to say continue doing the work and to enlighten us, the Grenadians, of the truth.
Yes, thank you, caller. I believe we must leave our history. History must be in your bones. The children you have must know their grandparents. Every day I get upset when I see people have children, the grandparents is alive, and the children don't even know the grandparents' name. I encourage people to know the names of the villages in your parish. Know your name of your aunt. Teach your children your history, because people lying too much on history. In Grenada, we want to bury the period of Eric Gary. And you have to understand that. Political jealousy. Gary succeeded where the intellectuals failed. A black man from the community. His only formal education was a primary school. And he succeeded where those that was well educated and was in a better position. You notice I'm not saying rich. In a better position. They had discretionary income. They failed miserably. Keith Mitchell come on the scene. 24 years. An ex-little black boy from poor parentage. Go and run for election. Last. Go to university. Get bright. Get a briefcase, a certificate. And come back and succeeded where the others fail. Political hatred is one of the worst crimes among black people. This is why I don't care about reparation. Black people sold their children in slaves. For 700 years, the black man was selling slaves before the white man come. Now you see them in the University of the West Indies has failed us. Yes, they command respect in the international arena. And we could be proud of them for that. But they have not helped us. Go, if you don't believe me, go and find out how much university graduate fishing. Go and find out how much university graduate involved in the cottage industry. Go and find out how much university graduates involved in the local group. Tivoli Salaka, La Poterie Salaka coming up. Go and see how much university graduate there. You hear me talk about Tilaita Data? She have a double master's. But she have no reverence and respect for she mother. When she hear me on the radio, she come the last time, want the mother to do she hear. $150, the mother get the money. I didn't sorry because I drop her home, we drink her. No respect. We have a number of Grenadians. The children have masters that don't even bother him. You forgot the dentist some Ticola? One dentist Ticola. All three sister children teeth rattling in Ticola. She can't even come back in the school and give a little lecture on teeth hygiene. And Ticola people like her, you know. One dentist you have. They like the dentist. They don't want to see the dentist. Albert Einstein warned us. Don't trust morality in the hands of the highly intellect. Look at Deacon. He said morality is a private thing. And we have so much of saltless Christians, including me. I lose all my salt. Jumping up and agree with Deacon. morality is a private thing, and church and state separate, because you want to give away the authority to determine our foreign policy now, you say church and state separate. The trade union leaders, they have 2 representatives of TUC on NIS board, but NIS is dictating that you must have a cell phone in your name to get the sick benefit. I mean, this one is so touchy. This one hurts you to the bone. Somebody is sick. They go to the doctor. Maybe $150, $200. They doesn't sick for long. They catch the cold. 7 days. If you don't go to the doctor, if you didn't go to the doctor, it will take 7 days for you to recover. If you go to the doctor, it will take 1 week. Well, everybody afraid they go dead, so they go to the doctor. They encourage you to stay away from the job now. If you cough, you have to stay away from the job. They believe you have COVID-19. And when you come back, they tell you you have to have a cell phone in your name to get 1 week pay. And we have 2 individuals from TUC on NIS board. And if you see them like turkey cock, when I watch them, I only look at them with contempt. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. It's right that they take back the permission from the music.
Yes, well, I think, this is what happens when you hear a lot of intelligent people shut them out. If you don't speak up in this country, Jumbi take you.
I don't understand. I mean, that there's everybody enjoying themselves.
But what's about the money these people put to prepare?
I mean, and this last minute you're telling people they can't play music?
Yeah, because they want to cancel everything, so their activity go numerically going to look good.
People want to have a PO, they want to have all kind of thing and go on the beach and enjoy music. Come on.
But that is why you need a commissioner of police that wouldn't argue with you. I tell you, this prime minister is a fake. You're taking long to realize that. The prime minister we have is a fake. We buy a cat in a bag and we get it.
Squandermania.
Well, they're not squandermania. That is of parliamentarians getting several $1 million from GDB Bank. That is an ambassador paid by government raising funds for a political party. That is several ministers are agent for the CBI program.
We got to call. Yes.
And that decision is ours. We went and we take with finger and we make an X.
Yeah.
So that's all. We have to stand the consequences and manage the impact. Yes, scholar. You're breaking up. Thank you. You're breaking up. This is the issue. What did we take from independence 1974? 7th February 1974. Eric Gary was born on the 18th of February 1922. One of the best programs that the Eric Gary initiated was the land for the landless program. The fight down, the attack locally, regionally, and from the intellectuals that Gary got from this program. Because when you have land, you are proprietor. And a lot of people felt their status was elevated when they had land. So these people had land, but it was fought down severely. Any government that have sense, would spend some time helping people to maximize the economic reality from the land that they have. If you have half an acre land or 1 acre land, you must sit down and determine how much money I could make from that land. Land is powerful. A lot of Bajan, Jamaican, American, Canadian, they don't have land. Grenada is the country with the most land owners in the region. And I would not be surprised if in the world. So agricultural policy must target that fact. How could we improve the economic returns from the lands that we have? Bearing in mind that government is the biggest employer, but a significant percentage of the population is employed by the informal sector. Very important. How could we improve? How could we maximize the economic return from the lands that we have? You see, you wouldn't get that from people who come from university. Most of our university graduates lack the ability to practicalize their certification. There are plenty of certification, but most of them are regurgitators. They don't think. They are commission agents for the multinational corporation. And they have not taught them in university how to maximize the economic return from individual with small pot of lands. They just dismiss them as micro farmers. The bank dismissed them. That is why the GDP was set up. And now the government is changing the focus of the GDP. They have ministers that act as parasites, pathogenic parasites, and take several millions of dollars in loans from GDP. And these ministers cannot qualify for commercial loans. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Top dependence, brother.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre, what the government do you everything you do, you against him?
You want me tell you what? You want me tell you what Dick Mitchell do?
Let me tell you something.
No, you ask me, caller. Me, watch me. Caller, me and you going on good. Don't ask me question if you don't want me answer. And if you want me to answer your question, ask me last. Don't ask me first. Go ahead.
Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
You don't see nothing in this country that the government do good for the past 18 months?
Yes, he do a lot of things good. You want me tell you some? You want me tell you some, caller?
Mr. Pierre, the government and the government, they put out $50 bill, and they put the father of independence on top. That's the master of independence. That's the master agregator. They put the next master, the heroic master.
That is a fake. That is trickery. He do that to deceive people. Deacon do that to deceive people. Maurice Bishop jail 3,000 Grenadians. Castrate Boko. Caused the death of Clotilda. Jailed the Rastafarians. And committed the worst crimes after slavery and colonialism. He is not a hero. He's a common criminal.
Gary and Mungu Gang, they beat Bishop on him.
I thought you just said he's the father of independence. You see how you get tricked? You see, caller, it's easy to speak the truth. When you speak in the truth, you don't have to bother, you don't have to try to remember.
He jailed some of them, and he's still on top.
You see, when you speak in the truth, you don't have to bother, you don't have to think. You just have to open your mouth and words flow.
He killed Bishop Father. He killed 7 sons of them. He beat them up. And he is the father of independence. I got one of my bishop. My bishop, the king to Gary.
Okay, my brother.
My bishop,
What do you think about the land for the landless program?
Well, let's people pay for the land, but
You think it's a good program?
It was a good program.
What do you think about the Imani program?
The Imani program is a good program.
It's a good program because I believe that the land for the landless program was a very good program, and the Imani program was the best program in the last 100 years.
Mr. Pierre, the Imani program is a good program. But is a wicked man.
Well, I know you say that already. You tell me that, Carla. You tell me that 400 times. You vex with Keith, and Keith had no say in taking your money.
For $700 for 9 years. I thank Mr. Pierre for giving
we will continue after any.
Thank you.
You and I are going to continue to do battle after independence. Yeah, Carla? All right, thank you. Thank you, Carla. Yes, after independence, and it's Carla to have some long discussion on those issues. Because I think we're coming to come, you know. We agree the land for the landless is a good program, and we agree the Imani program is the best program that has been instituted in Grenada in the last 100 years. All this government have to do is to improve the program. Improve the program. If they want to improve it, I'll give them about 10 suggestions after the independence celebration how to improve it. But the land for the landless program, the Ministry of Agriculture must look at how they could help the owners of land to improve the economic capacity of the lands that they have. You see, we have the lands. And Grenada in a good position. We have a lot of proprietors. But we are not maximizing the use of the land because of the hatred we have had for Eric Gary. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, good to hear your voice.
And I hope you all the best for tomorrow.
Yes, man, I will have a good time.
Mr. Pierre, I heard this morning on Shaggy's station, a program, where the government was, sorry, not the government that said it, the police was saying, no amplified music tomorrow. And I wonder, I understand what they mean by that. So I asked Shaggy if he could explain to me what does that mean. And he told me it means that you cannot play no music that is amplified that goes through any speaker or anything at all.
That is when you do these things.
And I find that I see no well.
When you do these things, you want people to defy the law, and for you to come and arrest them. Yeah, because if you gave people the authority to play this music before, they'd have gotten the bar, buy the fish, prepare, employ workers, make necessary preparation, dress up the place in colors, and now it's come to screw them up.
I thought that was, somebody seems to be the person that, and the man read a document that came from the headquarters of the police.
That is restorative justice,
something had to be
NDC style.
Human being can't think so.
Well,
what you telling me that you just sit down and you write something?
How they line up Bishop against a wall and shoot him? I mean, they can't think so. You in tongue long. How they castrate Boko? How mean they can't think so? How they turn on the elderly and the seed program and the Imani? You still saying they can't think so? Look at Dick's face in Parliament when he was calling people beggy. You didn't see his face?
Yes, I saw it.
I've never seen more disdain and contempt.
I mean, what thought could have come in? I mean, the commissioner
restorative justice.
The commissioner of police can make that statement, and the prime minister own just to make that statement.
What do you mean the prime minister can't make it on his own? Who make the statement that immorality is a private thing?
Yeah, but he take back because
I never heard him say that.
He didn't say sorry, but he take back because today, when they had the surveys.
You say morality the private again?
Yeah, but they had millions of churchmen there.
Millions?
Yes.
But he say it's church and state separation
But then
and morality is a private thing.
The church was actually leading everything there.
Well, he's doing it conveniently. And after that, he going and dabble in the occult. And you saying, I don't surprise.
No, but something has to be wrong, man.
A lot of things wrong.
Yeah, that's not how human beings.
My biggest concern is the government opening up a cesspool for corruption in this country, and the Prime Minister and the NDC doesn't seem to be dictating our foreign policy. Otherwise, we don't have independence in our Bridgman.
No, well, something I don't know.
Because independence is a lot
I'm concerned now.
about we determining who we associate with in our foreign policy.
Because the man in charge of foreign policy, minister.
Foreign affairs.
Huh?
Foreign affairs.
Yeah, foreign affairs. He still used the same word in Parliament again today about the good people of St.
Well,
Patrick.
it's part of the NDC. The NDC does plan lie.
Yeah, but
it's part of the policy.
You mean you use the word the first time, you use the second time. You can't tell yourself it's not
about 4 of the ministers use it. So that they sit down and discuss this thing. And then when they call in unity now, it's only because you hear the programs hitting back. It's a propaganda stunt. They don't want no unity.
Or you could sit in the parliament and talk about the good people of St. Patrick.
Or you could sit in the parliament and say, mad black woman. Thank you, brother. Yes. Yeah. Yes, these are the fundamental issues you have to look for in political leaders. Remember, when you choose an individual in politics, they're responsible for policies. Yes, caller, welcome.
Shaggy said that the committee were controlling the independent, put out a bulletin saying that music that they amplify, that the committee approved should be played.
You agree with that, caller?
Eh?
You agree with that?
As an independent nation?
Do you agree with that?
I agree as an independent.
You agree with censorship?
I believe that Grenada music must be played. Now, can I work a muffin or
caller, when just now you're going to say they should jail on target. If you see how you use me good partner on radio, I don't want you to go and ask Deacon to jail me. Because when you start you want to start to jail people.
Mr. Pierre,
and remember, during Bishop time, 3,000 people go in jail. This time they had to jail about 10,000.
I believe no other music should be playing in Grenada except Grenada music.
You was a revolutionary?
That's what
you was a soldier?
I was not
Were you a soldier in 79?
More should be playing in Grenada. No other music.
Were you a soldier in 79?
Independent music.
All right, caller, thank you.
That's what you mean.
Thank you, caller.
Independent music was
Thank you. And they want independent music while they want to censor some Calypsonians from preventing them from taking part in the final show. The NDC has always been like that, But now is the worst form of the NDC. I tell you what they did in 1990, in 2008, 2013. I saw the pain on the face of the elderly man they used to advertise to say they get $400. And them NNP and them call him and say, you get it! You get the $400! The man had to hide from the veranda and he died. I heard the promise they make to the Imani. I see Imani whine when they win, they'll get $1,000. They fire the Imani. So the NDC have a history of political mischief. But this time, they set up MIT. And MIT is nothing but a ministry for political mischief. And I believe they should be disbanded. Otherwise, you're going to cause undue fracture, irreparable fracture to this country. Irreparable fracture. I want to borrow this word from the Attorney General. Irreparable damage to this country. Close down MIT. demand that the government change the restorative justice policy. There is no need for it in the country. I want to wish you enjoy yourself on Independence Day. I am going on Independence Day to participate in an activity I've been participating for the last 50 years. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost that caller? For the last 50 years, I've been participating in an activity on the 7th of February. For the last 50 years. I can't remember attending any national activity on the 7th of February, because we have an activity that I participate in every year on the 7th of February. And I will be doing the same now. So I want to encourage you, you must determine what you do with your independence. One of the things you must do is to make certain your children get a good education. Help to determine what subjects your children do in school. English language, mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology, music. They must do computer science. Everything now is the world is computer. And then they could do any other for bragging rights. But these important science subjects, including maths and French and Spanish, is going to help your child to be competitive on the job market. We have more than 40-something thousand registered landowners in Grenada. So we must maximize our economy, the economic returns from the small portion of land that you have. When you see an extension officer, ask him, come and advise me what I could do with my land to make more money. And you must educate your children. You don't want to make bright, dumb, stupid children. You have a whole set of children with a briefcase of certificate. They abandon the parents. They abandon the village. One dentist tickle her. All she sister children teeth rattling. And she have money, you know. She well off. She don't have a child. So by the time she reach 50, 60 years, the big house she have in town, she can't stay in it. She had to go in a home. Because she alone in a big house. The last time I passed, rain come in and slow down. I see she stopped to go and open she gate. She don't even have enough money to touch a button. So our children doing stupidness. And they bright, bright, bright. So you have to educate your bright children so they get smart. So they could practicalize the certification. And I'm going and celebrate my independence, as I've been doing for the last 50 years. And I'm back with you again after independence on the 8th. So you could get an opportunity to punch. Thank you very much.